This is Digital Marketing Fastlane. This podcast will show you how to build, launch, grow, and scale a widely successful online business. Listen to real conversations with proven practical strategies and success stories. You're going to learn how to generate more traffic, more sales, more profit, and customer lifetime value for your online store. Coming to you from the online marketing experts at Voy Media, here's your host, Kevin Urrutia.
Hey everybody, welcome to today's episode. Today it's Friday the 22nd of May. We're still quarantined. I'm here with my co-host Eric Philippou. Hey Eric, what's up?
Hey, hello.
Hey, what's up Eric? We've been up early today since 8 a.m. So
yeah, 8 a.m. our time.
Yeah, Eastern, yeah.
Yep.
So today we have a pretty important topic that we want to talk about. And this is a question that, Eric, we get a lot from brands. I think this is everybody. And this was actually, if you think about it, I think we got 4 emails about this last week, right? So
yeah, and we definitely got some emails when we briefly touched upon it in one of the earlier podcast episodes.
Yeah, so this one is like, brands always ask us, hey, should we do broad targeting or should we do interest/narrow targeting?
Yeah.
Eric, I think you can sort of explain this and sort of, talk about how we think about this.
Yeah, so a lot of people who, especially they begin working with us or any really good performance marketing agency, basically they come into, they approach digital marketing and they learn a lot about marketing. They think, okay, we have to be very niche and segmented in our target audience. And there's a lot of sound logic to it. So they also apply that to their Facebook ads targeting. Like, very specific, like, people ages 18 to 22 in Florida who, have all these different interests and they add narrow audiences and stuff. And it's we understand the logic of it. That's your target customer, target persona, but we see it increase CPA and also CPMs so much. Whereas something that I was actually just talking to a brand today about this is Facebook's algorithm is smart enough. So Facebook's pixel tracks all their users' entire browsing history and website browsing behavior on every device that their Facebook account is logged in on. So their phone, their tablets, their desktops. So they don't just know everything going on Facebook. They know everything they're doing on the internet. So they're basing their algorithm on people's purchase behavior, browsing behavior, all of this information. And their algorithm is really smart. You can do completely broad targeting, like in Facebook ads, almost just no targeting, maybe exclude website visitors and, middle of funnel retargeting audiences. Exclude all them, and you would get pretty much the same results, if not better, as if you did lookalikes or very specific interests, because Facebook's algorithm is always looking for people most similar to the other people purchasing on your website. So, that's kind of how you describe the lookalike audience to someone too. So Facebook's always looking for that. And then if you do that, you can do that in the smaller niche audiences, but you often get higher CPMs, higher cost per acquisition. But if you do that in broader audiences, the bigger the audience, your CPMs are going to go way down. But Facebook's still looking for people identical to your purchasers, people doing the purchase conversion on your website, or whatever conversion your conversion campaign ad set is optimizing for. So by doing broad audiences, you get the benefit of niche because Facebook's algorithm is smart enough to find that very segmented person in like a way that like even their audience targeting you can't do as well. But with the broad audience, you get the benefit of lower CPMs. Yeah. So that's in a nutshell. In a nutshell, that's like how you do the lower.
That's yep. And I think, Eric, what some brand owners or some people we work with, I think they get confused when we say, oh, we're going to do broad targeting. They think it's also their audience that they're targeting their brand. But like, no, your brand could be very specific, like a male 21-35. But then the targeting on Facebook is a different sort of targeting. And I think they say, no, like, because our brand's targeting is males 20 to 40, we also need to put that on Facebook. But that's not the case. And I think sometimes they get confused by that. No, but on the creative side, on the copy side, on the ad side, that's where you need to actually make your messaging relevant to that audience that you are targeting.
Mm-hmm.
So then Facebook finds those people in their algorithm because they already know that this is going to be it. So I think there's some confusion there sometimes where they think, oh, because we're doing broad targeting, you're not targeting anybody. No, but with the copy creatives, we are targeting people, right? For example, we're working with a company that sells men's shaving products, and the predominant audience is African American people, right? But on Facebook, we're still doing broad targeting, but the creatives, the copy is all towards that demographic. Same thing when working with kids products or moms and teachers. We're making the copy and ads relevant to moms and teachers, but targeting is still just females 25 plus, right? And I think that's sort of where I think sometimes brand owners or people that we see that message us get confused. It's two separate things. Targeting on Facebook and your own brand targeting, they're not the same. And I think it goes back to Eric, but I think it goes back to how this was on Facebook 2-3 years ago when you did want to do this, when you did want to match your brand's target audience with targeting on Facebook. But I think now people are still sort of thinking about it. But what we're seeing now is broad targeting, male, female, 25 plus, whatever age range you're doing, and then really narrowing your creative with your target segment audience.
Yeah. And by the way, this isn't a one size fits all approach. You might have some extremely specific, like, I'll give an example. We have one brand, we're doing broad targeting, but small business owners only, because it is a B2B brand targeting small businesses. And, there's some exceptions. Obviously you have to, you can do something like that. But also if you're getting a lot of data on your account and you test broad versus a lookalike or something, and the lookalike completely wins, then awesome. But this is a trend we see play out across dozens of accounts on millions of dollars of ad spend. The broader and the bigger the audience we do in the top of the funnel, usually the better it performs.
Yep. And then also another thing too is this also gives you an ability to see if your product or service is going to scale. So if you're getting great results at broad targeting, that means you can probably keep pumping more money in. So anyways, that's sort of all we want to talk about with broad targeting versus narrow targeting. Eric, do you have any last comments?
I actually do want to add another point. So you're probably thinking something we do a lot in our creative tests, just like you said, the different targeting is different marketing angles, different reasons why the same, I guess, age and gender demographic would buy it. There are different reasons within those demographics people would buy things. It is good. I mean, and that's one of the reasons why you want to test a lot of angles, because basically if you have several angles for the same target audience, you're basically addressing all the different reasons your target audience would buy by having all the different marketing angles with successful ads in them, in the same targeting broad and targeting. And Facebook's algorithm is going to find that target audience on its own. But yeah, angles are important also here too, addressing all the reasons you buy, not just the targeting. There's so much more that goes into it. And the creative side that Kevin was talking about, making sure your creatives address it. The angles as well are also very important.
Yep. Perfect. Anyways, that makes sense to me. All right. That's our episode for today on Digital Marketing Fastlane. Thanks for joining us. We'll see you guys next time. And don't forget to rate, review, and subscribe on iTunes. And email Eric at Voy Media for any questions. Thanks, guys.
This week's episode of Digital Marketing Fastlane was brought to you by the performance marketing experts at Voy Media. Join us again next time as we'll be bringing you more tips, techniques, and know-how to make your online business the very best that it can be. If you have any questions, comments, or feedback, we'd love to hear them on Twitter at Voy Media. Thank you.